Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. In the last episode we found a new gear Falcon's Foot, which is over here. I'm trying to re-roll that at 10% damage into a socket, but we've run out of Death's Breath. So we're going to go Death's Breath hunting. I've got enough Forgotten Souls in theory to try re-rolling it as well, but what I want is I want to get a socket in this one, and then I'll re-roll this one, and hopefully that'll work out better. So this is giving us quite a big increase on the Blessed Shield damage, and also it's just a little bit better on the overall damage just because of the extra holy damage that it's got. It's just the way it's worked out. I kind of wish it was fire damage, but I'll take anything I can get, really. The life per wrath spent is much the same, so other than that, it's exactly this. Yeah, it is what it is. Kadala, just before we go hunting, please no. Please disappoint me once again. That's okay. Right, so for Death's Breath hunting, probably best if we just run a regular rift, actually. There'll be a good number of elites in there, and we should be able to make it work. Yes, I'm strong enough. We already know this. I believe that is what they call a rhetorical question. Oh, did you see that S of Johan pull? That was spot on, that was. This is all great, but I'd like elites to kill, please. Elites would be much better. Shield Pylon will do, though. There's some. Right, over here. Totally just focusing on the big guy. Give me all of those. And you. While we've got the shield pylon, we really just want to be running through as many things as we can and taking advantage of our invulnerability. I mean, this is how we got so many Death's Breaths last time. There's a lot of these guys. I'm pretty sure they were all minions for the one that we killed, but that was potentially a lot of very nasty ranged damage, so I do want to be a little bit cautious. So our shield has run off. Also, these guys are not immediately obvious when they're dying. Sometimes they are, but it's a bit potluck. I think we actually just totally missed that guy. Kind of thing that shouldn't happen. Good job, Cormac. I gave Cormac the other shield just because it's got slightly more damage on the wolf, but we're not going to spend any real money or resources on his equipment, so he gets what he's given. We could potentially make it better. We could roll the vitality off it because there's no point in it being on there. But those resources that we would spend to do that are better spent on me and my equipment. That's pretty much the way it is. You're right, Amos. Where are you going? What are you doing? Poor Amos has been to the vet today. He's had the whole range of tests. He's had his blood taken. He's had his blood pressure taken. He's had his nails trimmed. He's had an injection for like sneeze that he's got ongoing. So it's like antibiotics and stuff. Poor guy. He's had a full-on day. After we got back, he just kind of lay down and was just like really kind of like lethargic and looked like he was feeling sorry for himself. I actually felt bad. I felt really bad. Not that he's normally like massively lively because he's an old cat, but Yeah, it's big change to see that. You think, oh, you must be feeling rotten. Let's get all of these. More death breaths. The other thing we need as well as death breaths is money. Luckily, we've got like 9 million, or we had 9 million coming into this. We'll have more now. But yeah, if we could get an ancient Gear Falcon's Foot, then I will use the Ramalama Ding Dong on it. And I wouldn't care so much about the percentage increase that it does for Blessed Shield. That guy is actually dead. It's just he died before he finished his animation and it didn't realise. Does happen occasionally. Funny when it happens. I murdered you too quickly. Like one of those Lost Soul style ghosts that are just wandering around because they haven't realised that they've died. Right, we've got a little bit of extra experience over here. Let's come and grab this. Probably not. I don't think they'll have had enough. I'm not specifically trying to go everywhere in this area, but I do quite like the layout of the farmers' fields. So it's a good one for relatively straightforward hunting. It looks like there's another elite up here, so. Gilgamesh the Doomed. Let's not be in the middle of that. That's about to be very nasty. 3 death breaths. Look at that. We earned that. We totally earned that. Not yet. Alright, looks like there wasn't quite enough mobs for us to completely get through everything and get the Rift Guardian summoned, but it wasn't terrible. Still got a little bit left to explore down here, so let's see what we find. Yeah, it's just the edge. I thought it would be. Ooh. Shoulders. If it's Ancient Deathwatch Mantle, then I'll be quite happy. I just had to turn around and hit him because he started shouting. I mean, it's just like, it's not on. Up there, that's where we're going. Luckily, we have a very fast horse to take us. I've actually changed this over. No, I haven't changed it to the 3-second one. I should do that. Let's do that now before I forget. Right, so we want endurance, and that's just going to get us moving a little bit faster. Because we don't care so much about the damage that it does. We're not using it for the damage. It was nice on the way here. But really, it's the distance that it travels that we need. Well, there might be enough here to get the Rift Guardian summoned. Yeah. That's unexpected, but perfectly fine. Right, so now we've actually got to go back and find them. Right, it's about to change to fire, so perfect timing. Let's pop Akarat's Champion. 3 greater keystones, another Death's Breath, 2 more Death's Breaths. Boots and braces. I'm returning to town. Could be ancient. Never know. Our current ones are not, of course. And that got us up to 267 on the Garrigan levels. It's only one level because it's not a greater rift, of course, but right, let's have a look. Firewalkers, they're not as good. And our current ones do Blessed Shield damage, so that makes them even better. Right, so in here... Sash of Knives, I don't think we have one. That goes across. Blood Brother. Do we have one of those? No, we don't. So that comes across. Homing pads. Yes, we do. I'm going to take more advantage of this firewall because we're wearing. I'll put these ones across. And Ancient Path and Defenders, I'm pretty... Yeah, we've got. So we can just salvage those up. Right, so back to the task in hand. Or back to the task at hand, depending on where you're from in... Well, I was going to say in England, but I suppose it would be where you're from in the world because, you know, the influences could change regardless. Let's see if we can get a socket in this. Come on. I don't want to just spend all these death breaths. There we go. Okay. So, taking the gem out, it will do a little bit more damage, and then it will do more damage as well. This is why we're using this one rather than the other one. It doesn't have quite as good a strength roll on it, but it will work out better. Right. In the meantime, let's combine... Pact. What's the highest? Yeah, that is the highest emerald we can do at the moment. Okay. So, with our crazy large amount of cash, we can try and do a reforge legendary. This is gonna be expensive in terms of resources, and it's probably not going to work, but we'll try anyway. Yeah. It's got a good damage roll. It's got a good damage roll on it, but the 275% means it's not going to be worth us changing back to it. So, it's a shame. We'll just save up more and try again. Of course, Leoric's Crown, we want to be ancient as well. Justice Lantern, we want to be ancient. Call of the Sherma, we have an ancient one actually. Still worth us having a spare so we can try and get up to 4 seconds. Jack and Borg, we want to be ancient. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Well, in the meantime, back to running Greater Rifts. And yeah, we'll keep it at this level for the moment. We have a lot of Greater Rift keystones to use up, so... Pop our extra survivability for the explodey guys going off around us. But really, we're pretty much stomping through this. Let's not be there when he goes up. I do quite like the ragdolling in this game. It's little attentions to detail like that that really sets good games apart from other ones. And it's... I've played a lot of fighting fantasy games where, you know, stuff will just literally collapse where it is, or just turn straight into a corpse. But there's actual thought in this, or at least it's cleverly done so it looks like there's thought into like directional impact and different things like that. So mobs won't come flying towards you unless something's hit them from behind. Man, I really want to get Heart of Iron. Heart of Iron, get the Thorns damage really ramped up as well. It'll be glorious-ish. I mean, I'm sure it would actually be glorious, but... I like to imagine it will be. And then I'll probably be slightly disappointed because it won't be doing as much damage as our Blessed Shield. And we'll need to get hit in order for it to trigger. But other than that... Well, unless we change to hack. It's one of the things where the multiplicativity of skills doesn't quite work together. If you could get hack and Blessed Shield so that it was multiplying up the Thorns damage as well. That would be amazing. That would be like meta niche in the extreme. Put a bit of armor on just in case. Almost certainly not going to need it. Did you just get resurrected? You, stop it. There we go. It's all fine. We have it under control. Oh. I was going to say big guys. I mean, there were bigger guys, but all of our buffs just kind of melted through them. Well, it looks like they have their own buff team as well. Support casters. Support casters in the back. This is why you should geek the mage first. If you're in a ever in a fighting fantasy RPG and you see that there's a mage at the back, make sure the mage dies before everyone else. Otherwise, life will get very difficult very quickly. Oh, he was taunted for a second. Just before I killed him. I mean, doesn't that like mean that the taunt did exactly what it's supposed to do? You know, when you taunt your opponent, it's supposed to be so that they fail. Alright, a little bit of lightning on our side. It's only got a little bit left. Still, we managed to get, ooh, geez, close enough to mobs to actually get some benefit from it, so that's good. You, over there at the back. There we go. Let's pop them open, release the lovely purple orbs. The purple orbs of deliciousness. That is what they are henceforth called. Now, up here is all more of the same. No more elites by the looks of it. Maybe actually up the stairs. I've popped Akarat's champion so we can go through these bits a little bit faster. Hopefully it'll be back in time for the Rift Guardian. Ooh, hello. Right, that's them gone. And you guys. Alright, well there's no chance it's going to be back in time for the Rift Guardian now. 98%, we may as well just call it here. Oh, up the top. I mean, that's Hamlin having an ego right there. Ring, Crusader Shield, Flail, Two-Handed Mace, Mace, and Amulet. Alright, let's grab all of these. I'd say that went pretty well. Next up is going to be Pain Enhancer because it is, once again, direct damage increase. Only if we critical hit. Only if we critical hit. Only if we critically hit, but still, it does make a difference. Alright, be impressed. Can't believe we're up to 277 on the Garrigan levels. That is insane. Critical hit chance up. Armor up. Life per hit up. An ancient... That is amazing. I am going to re-roll the resource costs into critical hit damage. And this is as close to perfect as I could ask for it to be. I mean, the dexterity roll is not brilliant. Also, it's a dexterity roll. Maybe I should re-roll the dexterity. You know what? I don't care about that. Do I care about that? Oh. The dexterity is doing nothing for us. The resource cost is doing nothing for us as well. So the dexterity is doing something for us. It's doing a tiny amount of toughness. So we'll re-roll the resource costs. It's only 50%, whereas if we get it straight onto... Man, this is the point where theory crafting is going to be tough. I think we're going to have to re-roll the dexterity into strength. I think that's the way we need to go. What is our critical hit damage at the moment? 208, so we'll lose 50% of that. Ah! You know what? We can try it both ways. We can try it both ways. Kadala. No, not Kadala. Miriam. So, the dexterity is going to be re-rolled. We're going to not care about that little toughness boost that we'll get. $30 sure to start off with. That just makes it generally worse. So we're losing 1.7% toughness. Strength gives us a little bit better on everything. It is a little bit better. And that could go up to 650. And actually, that's all we can afford with the emeralds. But, yeah, I mean, it's worth us changing over to because it's ancient and because of that extra percent. So, yeah, brilliant. Upgrade complete. 200%. That is so good. Absolute trolling that it was a dexterity one, but still. That is going there, so we've potentially got one to reroll. Jace's hammer goes. Aerith Spark goes. Darklight again goes. Shield of Fury. We will just upgrade the one that's in there. And then this one will go. Flavor of Time. I don't think we've seen that yet, but it's not one to actually do anything with, so that's just going to get salvaged. That is a turn up for the books. A pretty damn perfect convention. Alright, we've got time for one more Greater Rift. Let's actually put this up because at this point we're not worried about... Well, we're going to be doing even more damage with even more survivability. So we should start thinking about moving up to Torment 13. And we have gained a hell of a lot of levels recently. At least that's the way I'm thinking about it. Not ready yet. Man, these guys need to stop like teleporting everywhere. I think I just saw like 73 billion when it ticked round onto fire. Not yet. So our damage output is certainly doing very well. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. A little bit terrifying when we got stuck behind that wall, but when isn't it terrifying in this game? Just keep popping Akarat's champion, running around all over the place and blowing stuff up. I see big things over this way. Get some local bits going. Are you burying us? Oh, bad form, mate. Bad form. Totally unnecessary. Glad those guys died before they became a problem for us. This is not the way I need to go. It's this way. No, I want to be moving. I don't want to get stuck. Damn webs. Being annoying and stopping me moving. And we're up to 280. Of course, having put the difficulty up a tiny bit, we're going to be getting more experience than we were previously. Probably won't be that noticeable on the leveling speed, but every bit that gets us to 800 faster is worthwhile. Without being like just super cheesy. I mean, I want to enjoy the game as we play it rather than just sitting back and letting a party of 6 carry me through. There are people that like doing that, and they want to play the end game, don't want to actually put the effort in to get there themselves. But no, I like the journey. The journey is an important part for me. Damn giant turkey. 90.6 billion. That was a big one. Okay. Making very good progress at the moment. We're up to like 80%. Haven't really had any brown trousers moments either. Famous last words, of course, but definitely don't want to have any flamey badness on me from that guy. Back out of that just for a moment. Well, the chaff seems to be very manageable. Spiders fine, they slow you down. Spear throwers not really doing that much damage. 96%. We're going to want to try and time it for when it goes around onto fire. If we can manage that, that would be amazing. Oh, he's going to have gone just... Oh, we got a couple of strikes in. Worth it. Worth it. And we got a whole bunch of stuff from this. So, Urshi. Let's first of all put up Pain Enhancer. Oh, please, 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 please be ancient. And the correct one. It's not the correct one, it's the other one. Aqualicurus we've already got one of. The others don't really care that much about. Let's put Bane of the Stricken up. And head back to town. So down to Auric. Over to ID stuff. Yeah, level gain is about the same as it was, but I mean, we're still getting an absolute butt ton really quickly. Don't care about that. Akanesh, the Herald of Righteousness. That's a pretentious thing. Kimbo's Gold, that can go. I think Kimbo's Gold can go. Let's, well, maybe I don't have one. No, I don't. Alright, that can stay. Aqualicurus is already in the cube. The Charo, we've got one there. And the Broken Crown, of course. I think we have one, yeah, just over here. So that is just a whole bunch of disappointment. Before we finish, let's ask Kadala for rings. Wow, so many blood shards and not a single unity. I remember a couple of seasons ago, I could find nothing but Unity, or at least that's what it felt like at the time. It's all swings and roundabouts. If we're going to carry on upgrading our gems, we're going to need to do some bounties at some point. I've still got 2 Greater Rift keystones left. So what I might do is I might hold on to them, and next time we'll switch up and we'll start doing bounties. Of course, that is going to be next time. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to give a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, see you next time for another episode of Diablo 3. See you soon.